We're good.
We're good?
Alright. Booyah.
We're good?
You're listening to the sounds of The Wait. The world according to Eli.
You are now tuned in to the #1 podcast in the world, The Wait, the world according to Eli. Music, sports, video games, and culture. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the host of our show, Mr. Eli.
Yo, what's going on, party people? We're back. Welcome to The Wait.
Yes.
Season finale.
Season finale.
2. And we're going to just talk about NBA Finals. LeBron's decision part 3 on where he should go. Either Philly, Rockets, LA, San Antonio Spurs. My dad got his phone playing while I'm talking. And then T.O. going to the Hall of Fame and what we think about that. My co-host.
What up, podcast world? Welcome to another episode of The Wait, the world according to Eli. Music, sports, video games, and culture. First of all, we want to thank y'all.
Yeah, for a great season.
For another great season. Let's clap that up for all of those who showed us support.
Yeah.
And how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy.
I'm pretty sure you are feeling happy.
I am hyped.
So let's get right into it.
All right. Let's talk about the NBA Finals.
Let's get to it.
So, Game 1 was a very, very competitive game. And y'all were going... LeBron was...
No. Don't jump into it like that.
So, how...
Let's congratulate
Oh, okay.
the Golden State Warriors. For a somewhat decent season. They made it. No. I'm saying they had a rocky season. They made it.
Okay, all right.
But
I thought you were trying back.
No, the trials and tribulations of winning a championship. I think this year they felt it more than any other year.
Yeah, which was somewhat surprising to me, only because I didn't expect going into the fourth season. I didn't expect that many changes within the league, because we did say that this was the best. Last year was the best off season we had ever seen. And I wasn't expecting Paul George and Melo to go to OKC.
Right.
Chris Paul going to Houston.
Right.
We had all these other different pieces, and then Irving requesting the trade, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, that's why I'm wearing my Cleveland joint today. We really missed Irving in the finals.
Yeah.
Now I understand he had to make a business decision. But we really, LeBron didn't have that extra go-to dog that he usually has.
Right.
And I think as a result of that, not making excuses, the finals could have been competitive.
Yeah, definitely.
At least more competitive. So, let's get into the series itself.
Okay, you started off just since,
Well,
where the win is.
I thought Game 1 determined the series. Right?
Definitely. The tone.
The psychological effects of blunders and referees making illegal calls. That was an illegal call.
Oh, no, so talking about the blocking foul.
Well, I thought the calls, the whole game seemed to go Golden State's way, which was confusing me. I thought, if anything, if the refs was going to give anybody any calls, it should be Cleveland.
Cleveland, right?
To ensure that this
make it more balanced
and ensure that the series goes 5 or 6 games, so corporations can make their money. But a weird thing was happening, and we all kind of saw it. All the calls were going.
I saw it once the blocking call was found.
Even before the blocking call, remember LeBron?
Right. I forgot about Looney. Looney hit LeBron in the hand.
No call. LeBron steals the ball from Kevin Durant. Clean block. Clean steal. Foul.
Right.
So there were a couple of things that.
And then on top of the blocking charge.
Right. And then when the blocking call came, it was really bizarre because it was illegal for them to even go back and look at it, because while they're there looking at one thing,
right? But I think
they went and saw something else and reversed the call.
Right.
Cleveland was up by 2. It was 36 seconds left in the game.
No doubt.
They would have had the ball up by 2.
No doubt.
And I think that would have set the tone for game number 1, which changed the dynamics of the series for more reasons than one.
Right. It would have set the tone for game number 2 as well, just to for us trying to
because it would have
come
put
back.
y'all on the spot immediately. LeBron wouldn't have hit his hand on the whiteboard,
Right.
which damaged his hand, which for the rest of the series rendered his jump shot useless. We didn't know that during the series because I kept saying, well, why is he not shooting any three-pointers?
Right. Like
and trying to stretch
first
the
of all,
floor.
he hit like 3 deep threes in the first half.
So you knew that the jumper was on, and this was going to be one of those kind of
and
games.
he didn't miss like a good. He went like 9 for 9 in the first, also in the first half.
Yeah,
He
yes.
didn't miss a single bucket while Kevin Durant was like a shell of himself. But then Curry and Thompson Curry kind of picked up the.
Yeah, he kind of picked up the slack a little bit.
And I thought it was the right call, but just bad timing.
Okay.
Like, it was the wrong time.
I'm not going to argue that. I just know that you're not supposed to make that call against
But I
LeBron. And you don't. Now, if you call blocking as the initial call, you leave it.
Right.
But you
we
called-
were talking about.
You call the charge.
And I think the only reason why they wasn't really sure was because the original ref that was on the side kind of hesitated and he didn't just kind of go with the flow.
They hesitate every day. B, you know what I'm saying? Get my camera on. They hesitate every day, and then whatever call they go, okay, I trust that my partner had a better, angle on it, so that's what's going to stick. And usually, unless there's irrefutable evidence, when they go review, and they can't even they can only review that for one reason, and that's to see if it's
if he was in the restricted.
He was out of the restricted area, and then they're gonna go, oh well, while we're here,
right?
Oh no, that's it. And so it changed to me. Even if you're not a Cleveland fan,
on top of that, Kevin Durant scores the 2 next buckets. Because I'm gonna tell you how the next sequence goes.
Okay.
Kevin Durant scores.
He gets the 2 free throws.
Right, gets the 2 free throws.
Ties the game up.
LeBron takes 4 seconds off the clock and scores in like 30. Now it's only 36 seconds. He scored in 4 seconds. Right. J.R. Smith, who we're about to talk about in a minute, is guarding Steph Curry. Steph runs right past him and he gets fouled on the head by Kevin Love, makes the and-1 and puts them in, puts them up by 1.
Puts them up by 1 with 18 seconds left in the game.
Right. Now, so now Cleveland has the ball, and it looks like LeBron is going to take the last second shot.
Well, they denied him in the backcourt for a little bit.
Draymond Green, and they did say Draymond Green even fouled him on that.
He did.
But because he sees George Hill cutting, he kicks it to the
open man.
Right, the open man, and then Clay cuts him off.
Right.
George Hill makes the first one. We all knew he was going to miss the second one.
Yes,
because it looked like in his face.
He looked like he saw a deer in headlights. I'm surprised he made the first one.
Right.
That rattled in.
Right.
And then he was there, and I said, I had the same feeling when Kawhi Leonard had a chance to go up 4 against Miami,
and even
in that first year.
And I even had the same feeling when the Lakers did it back in 2010. The
Sasevich. But he made both.
But that rarely happens.
Right.
He I don't even know why they even put him on the court in that position. But
obviously Phil Jackson needed him out there for other reasons.
Right.
But Kawhi Leonard, I called it. I said he's not going to make that free throw.
Right.
He's just not going to make it. And it set up the Ray Allen 3.
Right. And now
then when George Hill rattled in the first one.
You can finish off the J.
Huh?
You can talk about the JR one.
Yeah, when he rattled in the first one, I said, okay, at minimum, this game is tied.
Right.
At minimum. I said it was 4.7 seconds left on the clock. And I said, at minimum, if he makes it, we still not out of the woods because 4.7 seconds for Golden State is a lifetime. That's it. You could throw it in, you could dribble once, you can pass, you can shoot. And for Golden State,
and that ball to me was either going to go to Steph or Kevin Durant.
Absolutely. So it wouldn't have guaranteed.
Unless Clay was wide open in the corner.
It wouldn't have guaranteed, but it would have at least put the pressure on Golden State. They got to be excellent here.
Right.
And the fact that they didn't need a 3.
Right.
All of those things played in. So now,
He misses the second
George
one.
Hill puts the ball up. It
Yeah.
comes off the rim long. I don't know how Kevin Durant missed this.
Yeah, because Kevin, I don't. Yeah,
Because Kevin Durant is Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is what he is. He's Kevin Durant. No, he's so light. I think JR just gave him a little bump, and he was under the basket. The ball came long, and then J.R. Smith. I don't know what he was thinking.
Side note, he's the real MVP.
He's the real MVP.
He's the real MVP.
Yeah,
'Cause
absolutely.
when he
Clap that up for Golden State. He is the real MVP.
Because the fear in my heart that dropped, because I hate close games.
Yeah.
I love blowout games
And
because I can automatically chalk that up.
And then like crazy bounces.
Right.
Right.
And it
right.
bounced his way, and then my heart dropped because I'm like, okay, what is he gonna do with it? And I automatically thought he was gonna lay it up and just like
off
okay,
the glass, get one of them bounces.
But then I saw him go out, so I was like, I will do that. Dad, do that. Go.
It was terrible.
And then I was
He was
like,
confused. He was running out the clock. Because somehow he thought we were up one.
right.
And as a result,
And I was trying to think like, why did he even think that I was up one?
because I think he didn't count the end one. I think he thought Stephen Curry just got fouled
Right.
and made 2 free throws. And now
Right.
the game is tied and the George Hill free throw put him ahead. That's the only thing I can think of.
Right.
Or he was on narcotics or something, or he was out to lunch.
And they slowed it down, and he even still had time to kick it out to LeBron at the top of the
He had plenty of time. If he would have kicked it LeBron the way LeBron was shooting the 3,
Yeah, he would.
that would have been LeBron's 3rd buzzer beater in this playoffs.
Right.
And it would have set the tone for the rest of the series. So he doesn't do that. He gets brain freeze. LeBron is looking at him like, what are you doing? And to LeBron's discredit, I didn't like the way he handled it when he got to the sideline. I know he was shocked, but as the leader of the team, the game is not over. We know it's over because the home team usually wins those games, but he didn't instill confidence in his team. He had an opportunity to lift JR up immediately. JR, let's go. Come on. Listen, get that out of your head. And I think maybe they would have had an opportunity to fight in the overtime.
To his defense, I'm going to defend LeBron on this aspect. The fact that I just asked you being Tyronn Lue, do we have any timeouts? Yeah, we have one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why did...
Well, let me also explain this. It was happening so fast that we were all confused about maybe he's going to the 3-point line to turn the fire. 4.7 seconds when confusion is out there. Because even LeBron looked and was like, maybe I should. And it was too late because by the time he kicked it back over to George Hill.
Yeah.
So it wasn't, everybody was on brain freeze because J.R. Smith had the Golden State Warriors were confused. They like, well, wait a minute, where's he going?
Right.
Does he know something we don't know?
Right.
LeBron is like, give me the ball. George Hill is like, why are you throwing it back to me?
Right.
I just missed the free throw.
Right.
So it became one of them things. But when you saw the footage of LeBron,
see, I didn't have a problem with that though. It's like, dude, number one,
no,
I'm starstruck because this teammate next to me just cost me game one.
I understand.
After I dropped 40, what was it, 51?
He had 49 at the time.
40, right.
But guess what? I felt the same way LeBron felt, but you can't show that. That's a locker room thing.
Yeah, right. We both agreed
when you get to the locker room, throw him in the headlock and knock him to the floor until he can't no longer breathe,
right.
And then walk away and act like you don't know what happened to him because you don't need him for the rest of the series.
Right.
But on the court where the world is watching.
But I understand too is he was at least expecting like. I guess he kind of blamed I know he blamed Tyronn Lue.
He didn't blame Tyronn Lue.
No, I'm saying, but in terms of the timeouts.
No, he didn't. You can't blame Tyronn Lue. Tyronn was way down the other end of the court.
Sure. And it's not like they got the referees.
The referees, all three of them, are on this side of the court. This is where the action is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
he blamed the referees
for the call
initially. So he was already steaming from not getting the calls he should have got.
Right.
And it was compounded by J.R. Smith's ineptitude to execute and IQ. And at that moment, and it was at that moment that LeBron knew the series was over.
Right.
Yeah.
He knew he had one shot. If we come in here and we execute perfectly, as he did, and we steal game one, we know we're going to get at least one in Cleveland.
Right.
Right? So that's 2 games right there. And who knows what happens from there. I felt the longer the series goes, it benefited LeBron because I think he can beat anybody in one game.
Right.
And that took the life out of the series, out of J.R. Smith, who I thought was going to play hero ball from there to make up and win a game on his own. And it was done. And then it woke up Golden State.
In overtime. Because I was like,
From there, and then they
left.
was like, and then they was doing that thing Golden State do. They're front runners. They get ahead, and then they was yapping, and then we had a couple of incidences. But I knew from there that they were going to be in the driver's seat, and that it was going to be very tough.
Yeah, because then the next thing, Steph Curry dropped 9 threes.
No, that was in game 3.
That was in, no,
Right, game 2.
Game 2.
Game 2, Steph comes out, and he has one of those Steph Curry games.
And at this point, we were definitely thinking Steph was going to win.
Oh, we thinking he the MVP. If all he got to do is not mess this up.
Right.
And he messed it up.
And he messed it up.
All he had to do was play solid ball.
But in game 2, y'all just looked like flushed.
No, game 2 we knew was a wrap. We knew we still, the reverberation of what had happened. But there was a nice long period between game 2 and game 3. And I thought they would get it together. And they played very good.
In the first half.
In the whole game 3. Because remember, with 1 minute left, it was only down 3 points.
Yeah, but I felt like in the first half.
No, LeBron hit a 3.
Compared to the second half. No, I understand.
Oh,
I understand
the first half they came out with extra fire.
And then in the second half, that whole third quarter, y'all didn't really come off with
but
that
when all the smoke cleared, you're in your building.
Right.
You're up 1 or down. The 1 3 that Steph hits puts them up 4. LeBron comes right back. And he hits the only 3. He hits the rest of the series.
Right.
And it's still a ball game. And then you get the dunk by Iguodala that puts them up 3.
Right.
And then Kevin Durant hits it from, I don't know where he took the shot
38 feet.
way out. Yeah. And it was very reminiscent of last year's finals when he did the same thing to put them in a bind.
And side note, he was hitting almost every shot he threw up. He kind of just made.
Right, absolutely. And he was on fire. He had one of them games where, 43 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists.
And I like the camaraderie throughout the whole team because he was telling Steph and Clay, like, I got you.
Absolutely.
This is why y'all got me.
But there is some dissension between them. We'll talk about that later.
Well, okay. Elaborate.
Kevin Durant, Clay and Steph don't like Kevin Durant. And they're acting like they like Kevin Durant. Draymond Green likes Kevin Durant. Let's get back.
Okay.
Let's go through the 4 games first. You hold that thought right there. So that was pretty much we knew. So game 4, they came out and LeBron only took 14 shots or 13 shots. But now we understand that he was playing with a hand, not to make excuses.
Oh, wait. He did twist his ankle in the third game, too.
Oh, in the third game. No, that was game 2.
That was game 3.
No, game 3.
That was game 3.
Game 3, he came down hard, twisted his ankle, so now he's got an eye contusion, a hand contusion, and a twisted ankle.
And the hand
and with all of that, I am not saying for the fans out there that Cleveland would have won that series because they were clearly overmatched.
Right.
I'm saying we would have had a decent enough series because right now yesterday would have been game 5.
Right.
And then we'd have been like, oh, maybe it's a game 6, and we would have had something to talk about.
Well, no, y'all wasn't going to win game 5.
Well, I'm just saying we would have had.
If we're talking about y'all winning game 1, then
I'm just saying. So, as a result of these things, game 4 was a blowout.
Yeah.
And celebration commenced, and right after the game, Windhurst.
Yeah.
Brian Windhurst leaks the information that LeBron was playing with a broken hand or a bone in his hand.
I mean, you feel like he kind of did that on purpose to not congratulate.
Yeah, well, I kind of felt that story was leaked to take away some of the shine from Golden State. If you came out in every press conference after game 1 with your hand in your pocket, so you didn't want Golden State to know you was injured, and
we would have exploited him.
Oh no, Draymond Green would have smacked him on his hand every time down.
Right.
But you're gonna come out in game 4 with the cast on to show, look, I was injured. I thought that was petty on LeBron's part.
Right.
And I thought
Still hasn't congratulated Golden State. But
yeah,
I don't really have
and I you know when he left the court, he gave the daps.
No, I'm talking about like publicly come out and
Yeah, well, he don't have to do that, but he did give them dap on the court. The 5 starters, which was the Hampton 5 on the court.
Right.
I just thought he should have just stuck with the narrative, no comment. Congratulations to the Warriors, no comment, and let us speculate on the injury and things like that. So, as much as I love LeBron as a player, that was kind of petty. That was Bush League, as we say.
Right.
And he should know better. But, you know, again, he is dealing with a lot because the last couple of years in particular, Kevin Durant has outplayed him.
Yeah, in game 3s. I mean...
Well, I'm not talking about numbers. He's won. Forget how you look at it. LeBron could put up better numbers. He almost averaged a triple-double again.
Definitely.
None of that means nothing when Kevin Durant walks away with the MVP and the Finals MVP 2 years in a row.
Right.
Which leads me to I watched Klay Thompson's face when they announced that Kevin Durant was the Finals MVP. Didn't look happy.
Okay, hold on.
Klay Thompson or Steph?
Klay. And, you know, they didn't really show Steph's face. But Klay and Steph are like this. Them light-skinned dudes.
Time out. If I'm correct, Klay was the one who congratulated him the most.
No, watch his face first. Before he has to go, oh, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. As soon as on the stage, when they announced it.
So you're reading too much
I'm not reading it too much.
You read too much into it anyway. That's how you think, dude.
Dude, I'm trying to tell you, it's one outsider on that team. Who's the outsider?
Kevin Durant, obviously.
Okay. Now, Steph played good enough.
Now, if you... Okay, hold on. If you said... No, because here's my thing. They don't care.
Who said everybody cares?
No. I mean,
so
on
Kobe wins 3 titles with Shaq as the MVP.
But okay,
I'm making an example.
Hold on.
You don't think Kobe cared about that?
Okay, but those are 2 alphas. There's only one big alpha on this team.
Kevin Durant is not an alpha.
Kevin Durant ain't the alpha. Draymond Green is the
alpha.
alpha.
That's what I was just saying. I wasn't saying Kevin Durant. I'm saying there's only one alpha, and I meant to say Draymond Green.
But
before you cut me off. Anyway, look, there's only one alpha, and that's Draymond Green.
That has nothing to do with ego.
Yeah, ego. I mean,
ego. Everybody has.
I understand that. I understand that.
So let me finish my point.
Yeah.
Let me finish my point. Every year Shaq won it, Kobe wanted it bad. So you know what he did? He ran Shaq out of town. He tanked a couple of years, whatever. He finally got a chance so he could win, right? Now, Steph Curry played well enough to win the MVP.
But he played terrible.
He had one.
And on top of that, Game 4.
Go ahead, it's your show. You speak.
But Game 4, Kevin Durant also had a triple-double on top of his 43. So it's
I understand, but he had a triple-double that he wasn't trying to get. He kept feeding your man the ball.
It's the same.
He wasn't.
But at the end of the day, it's still gonna say triple double.
Okay, my point is, he wasn't trying to get a triple double, right? He had 20 points unless he could have had 40. He had 20 points. Just all the misses Cleveland had, and this. And you know how he got those assists? Throwing the ball to Steph, trying to get Steph open and get Steph his.
And McGee on the pick and roll.
Yeah, on the pick and roll and stuff. So, the outsider on the team, no, everybody's happy because we win, but there's always an undertone in the belly. In the belly.
I think.
Right here.
Okay. I do think you're sometimes reading too much into it because the way it looked to me. Besides, now don't get me wrong, I did see Steph Curry in the back and he didn't show up. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong on that.
You noticed that, okay?
I did notice that, but you're saying Klay and Kevin Durant, and I mean.
Go back and watch the tape.
You watch their games. They don't like him.
All right, but at the end of the day, I'm going to win the championship. So
okay, but my point is, he's an outsider. Everybody in the build, I was even rooting for Steph to win the MVP. Just to justify that this is still his team. It's no longer his team.
Yeah, I mean.
Your man win 2 finals MVP. It's my team now.
Yeah, but that. Okay, but
I need you.
Okay, so what's the difference? I'm going to use this as a difference. I'm not saying it's the same thing. So what is the difference between D-Wade doing that for LeBron?
D-Wade had already won a championship and an MVP.
Didn't Golden State just win the championship before they got Kevin Durant?
But he won the finals MVP, D-Wade. He won the chip And he won the Finals MVP. So
if Shaq had won the Finals MVP,
It'd probably be something.
it would probably be something. A little
absolutely, absolutely. Because this is my city. I'm inviting you in my city. I deserve. But because he got that out the way quick, and it was clear, and he knew and he knew that him and LeBron are both alpha males. That the only way it was going to work is if D-Wade just took his foot off the gas a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let LeBron do what LeBron needs the ball. Let him do what we do. They wind up going. You're losing, after the first one, they wind up winning the next two. Right. And I think fatigue and all that kicked in for the third one, which they probably should have had. But the Spurs came back on a mission. Right. We understand what happened with that. So on this team, it's a unique dynamic because the alpha male is Draymond Green, and he don't need the ball. You know what I mean? So he's the one, he's the glue.
He's the Dennis Rodman.
Right, he's the glue that keeps all of this stuff together, and everyone else just kind of plays their role.
Well, technically, I don't.
That's why OKC couldn't win, because the alpha male on that team was a crazy dude named Westbrook.
Right.
And Durant deferred to him too much, and as a result, they couldn't win.
Okay. You do make some valid points.
I'm just trying to tell you.
But
now, it doesn't mean they can't win another title.
No, right. But I think, first and foremost, Clay doesn't care. Clay was never... no, because in terms of...
Body language, 85% of communication is nonverbal.
Okay. All right. Completely agree with that. And by the way they look like they have a fun.
That's why we knew LeBron's... look at LeBron's body language on
after
the side.
game one, yeah.
Before overtime started. It said everything.
Okay, so
I watch LeBron language after every slip pick. Every time they do that move, and he's looking like... Dude,
okay, so here's the thing. That's the reason why it doesn't click to me is because of the camaraderie that they already have, or if, like just the joy of playing with each other.
Did you peep David West's statement?
Oh, the BS part?
That he said you have no idea what has been going on behind the scenes here. What did he mean by that?
Personal issues within the team.
What?
No, I don't think. I'm
not speculating. I'm asking.
But But here's the thing. I don't only think that's because of like the whole Kevin Durant.
No. But
I think that's also multiple things.
Listen, I've been watching basketball a long time. Every team has drama.
Exactly.
The teams try to cover up. I'm just pointing out to you the drama on your team is between Kevin Durant and Steph Curry.
No doubt. But I don't agree. The Klay Thompson,
Steph are like this.
Okay, but here's the thing. You throwing in Klay Thompson threw me off.
I'm only telling you.
Klay is not.
I'm telling you the down low talk. These brothers are like this.
I understand that they're like this.
So if I got issues and you my best friend, guess who I'm telling my issues to?
Yeah.
So I know your issues. I'm rooting for you. You know what I mean? And you don't get it. We clap it up because we a team. You know what I mean? But deep down inside, and this might be the year you see it coming forward. Might be the year because going for a finals for 5 years is crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
I think they'll be in the Western Conference.
So we'll see more of that.
I'm still going for Golden State next year.
You're supposed to.
But
and Steve Kerr's going to have to do a masterful job.
Yeah.
In season 5 of trying to get these dudes who already won 3. What's our motivation, coach? What's the motivation, coach?
Sure.
Right? So let's clap that up for Golden State, who have won 3 and 4 years and on their way to a dynasty. Good. That's fair.
I can't. No, I'm done.
What happened?
No, go to the next time.
They're on their way to a dynasty. Am I lying? Oh, you got some inside jokes going. I don't know what you talking about. But they're on their way to a dynasty.
I can see the hatred in your eyes.
No, there's no hatred there. It's no hatred there because now as we move into...
I can see the hatred in your
No,
eyes.
it's no hatred. Now as we move into free agency, right? So now we have a situation where
we might make another power move. Now, this one is like a 5% chance, maybe 10% chance.
Don't tell me Anthony Davis.
Yeah, Anthony Davis.
That ain't gonna happen.
That's not happening.
It could if we can give up one of our big four, but you know,
Why?
I know.
Your big four.
But then again, it's Anthony Davis. Not
but
like,
you know what? Your big four is actually a perfect big four.
Yeah.
Right? Because
So it just depends.
now, if anything, only thing I think Golden State need is motivation.
Yeah.
And they need
better and younger players.
You know, well, you got Cook and you got a few guys.
I think meaning we need to get like Zaza off the Bucks.
Yeah.
Like,
you need this
David West off the Bucks.
Right, fortify the bench a little bit more.
I'm cool with the contract they gave Shawnee and Iggy.
Yeah.
But eventually, I think like that's pretty much the biggest contract that they're probably gonna get.
Yeah.
I think they should probably like leave at the et cetera, and whatnot.
So LeBron James is now a free agent, or he has into the 29th of this month.
Right, or like
to,
July 1st or whatnot. Yeah.
To So where do you think he's going?
It's LA. I thought it was gonna be Philly because I thought Philly was gonna sign David Griffin as their new GM because they fired.
Did they? Or is there still a chance for that?
No, I said I thought that they was.
But is there still a chance?
Yeah.
And
I
if
think
they're gonna do
because-
it, they got to do it now. First of all, they fired Brian Colangelo.
Right, and because the whole situation with the whole Twitter,
He had burner accounts, y'all. He
messed
had
up.
burner accounts.
it messed up the momentum for him to go to Philly.
Right.
Unless they fix it immediately by signing David Griffin.
Right. And David Griffin doesn't guarantee LeBron goes there, but he guarantees he gives him a listens.
Right.
He'll sit down with David Griffin to find out what their game plan is because
Right.
Cleveland is, Philadelphia is one or two moves away from.
Now, okay, so here's the thing. Each team that he could go to has a question mark to it.
Okay, let's start with Philly.
Philly, Embiid is unhealthy,
Uh-huh.
and Simmons cannot shoot. They have a bunch of three shooters around those.
Those
two,
are big.
and Fultz to me has to go.
I think Fultz is going to be a better player than
he's
people
good.
give him credit for.
Yeah, but
I
you
think
don't-
he's the secret weapon of the sauce because he had a year where you really didn't get to see him, but when I saw him for those 15 games,
Well, I
Same
say
thing happened with Ben Simmons.
yeah, he
say
looked pretty
trade-
good.
Trade him and try to get like a Paul George or whatnot.
No, I think Fultz is going to be pretty good. He might be the steal. Like this year coming up, it's almost like they got a number one draft pick.
Right.
You don't become the number one pick in the draft and you a bust like that. Usually big men might come out of the draft and they got a bad ankle or bad foot and you go, oh, this dude's a bust. Rarely is a number one pick a bust. Fultz, they got duped into picking Fultz.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
Boston was going to pick
yeah.
Tatum anyway.
Right.
So Boston was able to finagle something out of it. However, Fultz in college, you don't just lose your mojo like that.
True.
You know what I mean? So I think with a healthy training camp, he got 15 games under his belt. I thought Brent, what's that coach name?
Brown?
Should have played him in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I
but
thought
don't
his
think I don't
athleticism-
think he was gonna have an impact against the Boston.
It wasn't about the impact on the Boston series. It was about getting his feet wet
Right.
so that he goes into training camp on a different note, a little bit more positive.
Right.
So, long story short, they still got J.J. Redick, who signed a one-year deal.
Yeah, they
got that other guy, Sarovich, who can shoot.
Right.
So, Covington. So,
He's like a bulldog.
yeah. So
Very much so.
if LeBron goes there and they just add a shooter, they could be good.
Like a Paul George.
Yeah, they could be good.
Yeah.
Now, let's look at if he stays in Cleveland.
Oh,
Make
wow.
that a very short conversation.
Yeah. I mean, why?
Yeah,
Like,
perfect.
Why?
Let's move on from that. What
Oh,
other team?
unless he can convince Kawhi to come there.
Yeah, but I mean, who?
And
They were offering him $200 million.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
And
he might walk from that $200 million to
LA.
go to LA.
Yeah,
he might
yeah.
walk from that $200 million because
Yeah.
Magic and them could because they would trade for him. So you still would have the bird rights to him, and you get all those young players, and you still could give them $200
And they
million.
can also get Trae Young with that 8th pick.
Right.
So Cleveland's not out the picture, but most likely they're out
Yeah,
the picture.
yeah. Who else? We talking Boston,
Boston,
which is a long shot. But if he went to Boston,
okay.
ouch.
So Boston, they would have to trade.
Well, I would.
Boston, their only question mark, and it's a big one, which is Kyrie Irving.
LeBron would demand that they trade Kyrie.
Right. And
Kyrie
Gordon,
screwed me. I'm going to screw Kyrie.
And Gordon Hayward.
And well, Gordon Hayward, you don't have to trade both of them.
No, but for the way that you explained it to me.
Well, I said if Cleveland wants to get something out of it, you trade Gordon Hayward
and
to
get
Cleveland and get the 8th and 9th pick from the Knicks
and Cleveland.
So now you have LeBron playing with Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, Rozier, Morris. You
have Trae Young potentially,
and the 8th and 9th pick.
And Trae Young and
Boston is sitting really good.
Junior, if they fall down to 8 and 9.
Yeah, I'm not sure LeBron wants to live in Boston.
But I mean, you can still say in the East you can dominate. So that's Boston. So
that's the East. There's no other teams in the East.
Golden State.
He's not going to Golden State.
Well, you threw Boston in there as a slim chance.
Okay, but we know it's an even slimmer chance he goes to Golden State. I would lose more respect for him than I lost for Kevin Durant.
Because I'm the mayor of Golden State.
Yeah, go ahead, dream. You're the mayor. Go ahead, dream.
Let me throw my pitch. We would have to give up either Clay or Draymond to create some cap space.
Right.
And then and it would be basically Curry, Durant, and Kevin Durant.
Right.
Well, I think we only gotta give up one of the big four, but anyway, whichever one doesn't really matter. And then that could work, but
that's not gonna work.
Not gonna happen.
Though. Houston.
Now my big question mark for them is Chris Paul and James Harden, because James Harden is unreliable.
Well, he's not unreliable health-wise.
No, he's unreliable in terms of you can't show up when the big bright.
But guess what? He don't have to. LeBron would,
Nah, still.
LeBron would take the brunt of that.
I understand that, but I'm saying as a sample of what I've seen you do,
dude,
you're unreliable.
No, it's not that he's unreliable. He can't lead. Everybody can't lead a team. But if you put him in a second or third option where he could just do his thing,
isn't that kind of like the same?
No, it's not. LeBron is a born leader. He's gonna make the major decisions.
I'm talking about in terms of just
Well, again, if you're going to put James Harden in his third, if he was the second or third option, he's more effective.
Wasn't he the second option this year?
No, not really, because
Chris Paul,
he's going to be the MVP. So he wasn't the second option. He put up major numbers, but he put up major regular season numbers.
Right.
In the playoffs, it's a different ballgame. The game slows down.
Right.
The teams got 7 games to focus in on you.
Didn't he have the second worst performance behind the 13 turnovers in 2015?
No, he just had a very pedestrian-like playoffs, meaning nothing special except game 1. He went for 40.
Right.
And they lost.
Right, they did. Lose.
All right, so they lost game 1. So, but if you add LeBron to that mix,
but also I was gonna say Chris Paul's health.
But guess what?
That's not as bad as
Embiid. Chris Paul's health. Chris Paul, his whole career, has always had to carry the team, right?
Yeah, he wouldn't have to do that with Houston.
He wouldn't have to do that with LeBron there. He can almost play 20 minutes a game in the regular season because he's not after regular season stats no more. He's after the goal.
Right.
So 20 minutes in the regular season, then in the playoffs, you turn it up. You and LeBron go for the goal. You're sandwiched in between Paul and LeBron. You got James Harden. That's good jelly in the middle.
Right.
That's good jelly.
What happens with Capella though?
No. You keep Capella. You get rid of Trevor Ariza and anybody else. You keep Capella.
Okay, so what if you can't?
If you can't keep Capella, that creates a situation because LeBron likes to play that high-low pick and roll, 4 or 5 pick and roll.
Tristan Thompson.
Right. But he's got better hands than Tristan Thompson, and he's above the rim more than Tristan Thompson.
Yeah, and he's bigger than Tristan.
Yeah, so that creates LeBron likes that. You know what I mean? So if you can keep Capella, I'm getting word LeBron don't like the city of Houston. But that's just my intel.
Your boy ain't
on the streets.
Your boy ain't taking the max. He's not taking a pay cut.
Chris Paul is gonna have to take a pay cut because I'm not paying him a max contract, and he ain't been healthy in the last 4 years.
Right.
So that creates dissension.
San Antonio's a possibility.
Right, but who wants to live in Texas?
Okay,
but deep in San Antonio.
Hold on. That wasn't the whole situation a couple weeks ago when we were talking about it.
Let's do. I'm always doing the pros and cons. The pros are you're playing with a Hall of Fame coach you've always admired, and Kawhi Leonard and Aldridge, and their system is probably perfect for LeBron. but you got to live in Texas. You know what I mean? And
San
Antonio, like way out in cowboy land.
Yeah, that's true.
Where the waterway is the only thing they got going down. You know, that's a landmark. And it's a great city. It's a great city. Don't get me wrong. But LeBron is a little bit more high profile than that. But I would, if I was choosing, like I said,
right,
San Antonio would be my first/second choice.
Okay.
Right?
Missing one more.
No, I think LA is the
LA is the last one?
the Clippers. The Clippers. Clippers was
Yeah, so we were saying the Clippers just because you could get
Portland too.
Oh, Portland would be perfect.
Okay.
With those shooting guards, and you know that would be, but he's not going to Portland.
Okay, yeah.
Look, Melo should have went to Portland.
Melo should have went to Portland.
I think they would have been a little better team.
Malcolm has a whole big hopes on Portland. My only thing is Portland ain't clutch.
No, LeBron is clutch.
I'm not, dude. We're not talking. I'm talking about the teams.
Dude,
I'm not talking about LeBron. We all know what every team.
You have to factor that in.
But you have to factor that in.
Hold on. Time out. But I keep telling you, look at the sample size. You're not looking at the sample.
But you're doing the mathematical equation without X.
I'm not trying to add LeBron yet.
Okay, if you don't add LeBron, then everything you're saying is correct. But I have that. You carry over the 1 and all that. The X is LeBron. 2X, this, that, X, LeBron. Now Portland.
And I don't trust Dame Dollar.
You don't trust LeBron?
I do trust LeBron, but I'm saying you either gotta pick either CJ or Dame Dollar because they can't work good together. They're like a Deion. They're like they remind me of Deion Waiters and Irving.
No, they don't clash like that. They play well together. It's just that they don't have a dominant 3 or big man to control.
What about Nurkic?
He's not dominant. He plays well. Don't get me wrong. He plays well. But you need somebody I can get a bucket from. You need somebody who's going to command the double team to kick out to CJ and Damon. Their offense runs outside in. CJ and them got to do all the work.
Right, and then
if you have good defenders on the perimeter, it eliminates them.
Right.
With LeBron, you have to now. These guys are running free, and when they cut to the basket, you know what they're gonna find? The ball. You know what I'm saying? So we know Portland is a dark horse. It won't happen. But that would actually make sense.
Yeah, but we all agree that Melo should have went there.
And Nike, the headquarters are out there.
It is.
Which LeBron is down with Nike.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So,
That's why the University of Oregon get all the good.
Right, that's why they get all that stuff.
I forget everything.
Right? So, let's talk Clippers. The Clippers, I thought maybe had some salary space to sign 2 players. They don't.
They don't?
They don't. Obviously, because if they had 2 max spots, people would be talking more about them because they already got DeAndre Jordan. They already got Patrick Beverly. They already got Avery Bradley.
Because we were thinking like Patrick Beverly
and Avery Bradley up top as dogs from the
and Lou Williams.
And Lou Williams as the 6th man.
And Harris. And then on top of
Tobias Harris.
Paul George. And LeBron James, that would be
with DeAndre Jordan in the pick and roll.
Yeah, that'd be
my lord. I mean, winning a championship in Clippers land is like winning 5 in LA land. LA already got 17 banners or whatever the case may be. 1, they would put a statue of LeBron out in front.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
so let's talk about the team he's going to go to.
Yeah. Most likely
and that's the Lakers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? It makes more sense. He has 2 homes in LA.
Right.
Now they're saying LA might get a chance to get Chris Paul and Paul George to play with LeBron James.
Now, I didn't think that made sense to me in terms of Chris Paul just because he just left LA.
But he didn't. But where was he originally supposed to play?
The Lakers.
The Lakers, right? Yeah. So he plays for the Lakers. I'm pretty sure he has 2 homes in LA. Right. He spent about 10 years there or 8 years there, right? Now, they said the way it would work is this. I was talking to my people who's crunching numbers. Mm-hmm. You sign LeBron and Chris Paul straight up. I mean, Chris Paul.
Yeah, Chris Paul. Right,
you trade for Paul George.
Right.
And when you trade for him, you know what OKC says? We ain't budging unless you take Melo with him. Clap that up. So now, because they don't want Melo in OKC, right? So they play hardball with the Lakers and say, yeah, you want Paul George? We'll throw Melo in. So now I got 3 of the banana boat guys here, right? Mm-hmm. Along with Paul George. And that means D. Wade has got a decision to make. Okay, he said he wouldn't leave Miami again, but your whole crew is out here in L.A. And he too has a home in L.A. And now the whole banana boat with Paul George as the young gunner makes it to L.A. Let's clap that up. That's how it's gonna be. And they will immediately, by that IQ alone, their basketball IQ puts them as a threat. The NBA wants to see LA strive again. Boston is already on its path. And LeBron puts 2 championships up in the banners for LA. And he goes down as the greatest player who ever lived, who took 3 franchises, 3, to a championship. He'll own all the regular season records. And Kobe will be salty. Yeah. So
I was trying to keep a straight face the whole time until you said the Kobe comment.
Yeah. So that's how it's gonna go down.
All right. So
Magic Johnson is come on, man. You know, I took the job and I sat down with LeBron and we worked everything out. That's how Magic gets down. His name is Magic. You gonna be sitting there going, how the hell did that happen?
Are you finished?
Yeah. Showing you. Shush yo.
Okay.
Shush yo.
That sounds all sweet and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
I can tell by the way you're saying that you're afraid. You're very afraid. You are very afraid. Okay, you are very afraid. Look at you.
I'm a little stuck by it. I'm a little stuck. But
yeah.
I mean, you know, do we trust Melo and D-Wade?
We trust them in the playoffs.
Oh my God, here you go with this playoff.
I keep telling you right now. All right, check this out. If
D
D-Wade was at the free throw line and grabbed that rebound, what happens?
Yeah, we've been talking about
this. Okay. So you kept saying D-Wade is washed. In regular season, he ain't got nothing else to play for.
First of all, Melo's not washing me. His mind ain't on the basketball court.
Now he go to L.A. Guess who's in L.A.? His wife. You see what I'm saying? So he's closer to Lala now.
I don't know if she still want to take him.
Okay, but anyway, but if I just show up at your job, you know, and we talk things out, because that's the way relationship works, I got a better chance unless he out in Oklahoma City. She's like, I am not flying to Oklahoma. I don't know what they got going on out there. So now he's back in L.A. He's back in the mix. He's getting to see his little man more. You come to the game, don't worry, I got you, little man. And now Melo is, right?
Okay, so hypothetical time real quick. Because I know you're going to have to run through Golden State.
Vax. Everything runs through Golden State.
I only have 3 legitimate problems, and that's Chris Paul, Paul George, and LeBron James. I'm not even going to consider.
That's enough. That's
Melo and D-Wade.
That's enough.
I think Draymond, his body is wearing down. If you see his stats, because he's gotten a lot of big men.
Mm-hmm.
That's a valid point, because I did see that a lot in the Western Conference and in the
He's gotten a lot of big men. So
and it's
okay, but wait, who would he guard? Like LeBron?
He can't guard none of them.
No, but I'm just saying, who would you put him on? Like, would you put him on Paul George or put him on LeBron?
You would have to put him on LeBron.
On LeBron.
And LeBron is going, barbecue chicken. Paul George, 6'9", legit, against Kevin Durant. He played Durant well in the regular season. Durant eats. Durant's always going to eat. Nobody's going to stop him.
So, all right. So this is how I'm going to play this.
And Chris Paul was giving your man Steph.
This is how I'm going to play this.
The business.
This is how I'm going to play this. I'm taking Steph over Chris Paul.
Okay.
I don't like Chris Paul. He's a great, phenomenal player.
Okay.
And a phenomenal human being, but I just don't personally like him.
Okay.
So I'm going to take my guy, Steph Curry.
Okay.
Right? Draymond's going to have to take an L on LeBron, because he still to this day, just unless he plays dirty, which, you know.
LeBron can play dirty.
No, I'm talking about Draymond.
Yeah, he going to be playing dirty against LeBron. They already took his eye out. Shit. I mean, shucks. Man.
I'm used to that. Okay. And then Paul George and all right, so it'll go 7. To me, that all depends on home court.
Okay.
I'm being serious.
Who's the GOAT in Game 7s?
I don't know. Could we get
Admit it.
He has the best team. I don't
Admit
know.
it.
He hasn't been to Game 7 since 2016, so I don't know.
No, he
So
just was in the
take
Game
those
7.
finals
He was in the Game
Thank
7
you.
against Boston.
Thank you.
He was in the Game 7 against Boston.
Hold on.
Against
Clapping.
Indiana.
I'm clapping. Can we go back to the finals again? Thank you.
No.
Thank
I think
you.
that's it.
Yeah, this is it for y'all.
No.
that's
It's not. It's not time yet.
It's time.
I still got one more year with my contract with them. Then I will.
Draymond's asking for more money, and he's not. They're not gonna. They can't. He's not due more money unless he wins defensive MVP, defensive player of the year, which he won't win this year.
Not this year.
Wait, he has to win it this year
Yeah.
to get more money.
Yeah.
And he's asking for more money.
It always takes one, because that's 4 people that you're trying to service at the top end of things.
And then so who's the least valuable numbers wise?
Oh, yeah, it would clearly be Draymond. But he's such a
intangible. Intangible. He's the most important.
right.
Absolutely.
That's what Bob and Joe got to figure out.
And if he went to another team, he would disappear.
Yes.
He would just be a player out
That's
there.
what happened.
Okay,
Another team was gonna offer him the max, and then he's gonna be a bum.
I don't agree with that. I would agree with the 2015, not 2018.
No, system-wise, the system is perfect for him.
He don't gotta do nothing.
All he got to do is a little bit of everything and be the tough guy, and
scream.
and
That's it.
scream and yell. Yeah,
I don't like how y'all bashing on Draymond, but
we're not bashing. I like Draymond. I like what he brings to the table.
So much.
I like what he brings to the table, but I just know there are limitations.
2015 Draymond, I agree with y'all. 2018, no.
That's like action.
So you saying the older version is better?
you way better.
That's like
He's
asking.
improved.
That's like asking Dennis Rodman to lead a team. It ain't gonna happen.
Okay, all right.
But if he plays
But
within a system,
I don't think his numbers drop like dramatically to where he's like a bum.
No. It's not. I didn't say he was a bum, but I'm simply saying
That's
the
how you're implying it.
He's a high-profile player only because of the system. 8-8-8 makes you an average player anywhere else. But when we look at 8-8-8 for him, Draymond, he's the glue.
Yeah, you got me.
Okay, I'm just trying to tell
got me
you.
on
Just
that.
trying to tell you.
But
So-
still, I still think But anyway,
Okay, so
Bob and Joe will figure it out. We'll have basically we're gonna have to see y'all.
you said Bob and Joe like you know them on a personal level. You been on the phone with Bob and Joe?
Bob and Joe will figure it out, and we're gonna have to see y'all.
Okay.
Toss the ball up in the game.
Okay,
7,
just
see
know.
what happens.
I said it. LeBron's next move will be his best move. He's gonna ride out in LA with 2 banners up in the Raptors.
That's what you said when he came back to Cleveland.
He won
He
one,
won one though.
and he
bro.
and
No. But his whole expectations for him.
I thought he should have won 2 in that
He
4
almost-
years.
bro, dog.
Yeah, he could have.
debatable. But go ahead.
Well, not debatable considering the first year he
Yeah.
played without Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving.
All right, yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah.
Okay,
And we're up.
so who knows? So
That's the only one I'm.
and when y'all added a ringer, of course we lost. But just based on the teams as they were originally
One I'm
constructed.
giving you.
Okay, if y'all would have showed up for 4 years with the very original team, you trying to tell me LeBron don't get 2 of those? He gets 2, and that
He
means
gets one. He gets the first one. Then we beat y'all 3 straight. We on the 3-peat. We're
No.
still on the 3-peat.
okay. Now you really crazy. Okay.
Not crazy. I'm making a bold statement, but I'm not crazy.
Yeah, it's a crazy statement. Okay, so T.O.
Yeah.
We're gonna change. Well, let's do this. Station identification.
You're listening to the sounds of the wait. The world according to Eli.
So now we're talking.
Hall
T.O.
of
has
Fame.
been inducted into the Hall of Fame,
Yeah. Hall of Fame.
and he says he's not showing up for the Hall of Fame ceremony because he's in his emotions.
Right. Which
That
is
he
why,
should've been-
side note, which is why they didn't want to induct him anywhere.
Well, eventually they were going to have to induct him because his numbers say he should be inducted.
Right.
When you put his numbers up against everybody else's numbers that's in, his numbers almost dwarf their numbers.
Right.
And he should have been in on first ballot, but because T.O. was such a character, so to speak, wherever he went, it was the same issues. This was their way of saying character or moral standards
Right.
is good. But do you know that there are killers in the Hall of Fame? O.J. Simpson. There are wife beaters, robbers.
Side note, also, okay. Well, I love this player, but Ray Lewis as well.
Ray Lewis, he killed 3 people.
But he will be in the Hall of
Or allegedly, okay?
Fame.
Huh?
No, he will be. He's not in there yet.
Ray Lewis?
Yeah.
Nah, I think he hasn't been in for 5 years. I think he hasn't been out of the league for 5. When did they win the title?
They won the title in 2013, so it's not been 5 years.
So this year he goes in.
Yeah.
Yo, no, he's pretty sure he got in.
Well,
No.
we have internet that will tell us. Anyway, long story short,
go check that out, my boy.
he found God after beating those charges.
Right.
And as a result, so if we want to start being tit for tat of players who are in the Hall of Fame who have issues, moral issues, the list is long.
And
Ray Lewis is in.
Oh, he's in? When did he go in?
When did he get in?
This year. Ray Lewis.
So that means
Randy Moss, Brian Urlacher, Rondé Barber, Brian Dawkins. Wait, is this it?
is this the same year T.O.'s in, or? Because that happens in August, doesn't it? The Hall of Fame game, yes. That's this year, I'm assuming.
I might have been wrong.
Okay, in any event,
That's all we got to research, man. But
he should have been in
Hold on.
his first year.
Yeah, no doubt.
And he's deciding to boycott because he didn't like the way they treated him. And I understand both sides of it. You're making your last stand. It's consistent with who you've been your whole career.
Right.
But there are a lot of T.O. fans who would like to see you put that yellow jacket on in front of the crowd, in front of your peers.
I thought Michael
Irving
exposed him with the golden fake jacket and had because he said he did a little mini project commercial with him, and he came in with a gold jacket and put all his records on it. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that was just his way of saying, I belong here,
right,
and so forth and so on. But he's in. Let's clap that up for T.O. Who's gonna make it? He's in.
Yeah.
He is?
They all going in together?
Yep.
Okay.
Ray Lewis,
Brian Urlacher, T.O.,
Brian
Dawkins.
right? So this is the year. This is the year that they all go in, and that's a great class to go in with. And if I'm T.O., I go in with that class in the presence.
That is true. That's a great class.
That's a great class.
That's my
Urlacher,
childhood,
yeah. Woo, you Randy Moss. So, do you agree with his decision not to go, or do you think he should go?
No, I agree with it.
That he should not go?
Yeah, you've been, like you said, he been rocking with it for a couple years
He's been
now.
a disagreeable spirit his whole career.
Right.
And
he's been on this stand for so long. It's just,
So,
But I do want to see how he acts when there's another emotional wide receiver
that goes in.
Because
now he has a vote.
Right.
Right.
So now, are you going to do the same thing that they did to you, or are you going to flip the
Right.
script?
Are you going to support?
Right. And also, it took a lot of other players a long time to get in. Didn't it take Chris Carter at least like 6 years, 7 years?
But that was based on his record, based on his stats.
Oh.
He didn't have the elite stats. He had borderline stats.
Okay.
So usually if you borderline and you don't win a championship,
right,
it takes a little longer time.
But I know that there were some other players that took a long time to get in.
Yeah, I believe this was Chris Carter's last chance.
Right, to get in.
Like his name would have fell off the ballot or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? If he didn't get in. So he got in, and I'm happy for him too. Dwayne Casey gets the Detroit job.
Yeah.
Let's clap that up.
He got a 5-year deal.
5 year deal. That's a big deal. 5 years.
Yeah, and Toronto
has re-signed or signed an assistant coach.
Yeah, they're just moving their assistant coach up to the head.
We don't know his name, but we're gonna clap him up there. Because he out in Toronto. We don't.
Which I thought
Canada dealing with Drake.
I thought that they were either gonna go with the Charlotte coach.
Right, because he got fired.
Right. Or the or Frank, I think. Frank with Indiana coach, Pacers. He used to
Vogel.
I thought they were either gonna go with Vogel. So
okay, so they made their move, and
Toronto's gonna suck this year.
Yeah, well, he's and Casey's a great coach. He just got out coached, and you know.
Where do we put Toronto if LeBron goes to the West?
Dude, if it's a 2-team race if LeBron goes to the West, and that's Philly and Boston.
That's true.
Now, if somehow,
but the East is gonna be so wide open.
It's gonna be wide open.
It's gonna be so wide open,
and that's gonna be great for other teams. To get a chance to step up in status.
Like
Milwaukee. Who did Milwaukee sign as a coach?
they was interviewing.
A few people. So whoever they get as a coach,
I'm thinking of the San Antonio
could determine if
Becky.
No, but I think they did sign an assistant from San Antonio to be their coach. I'm not sure.
Dang.
But Milwaukee should be a little bit better. Detroit under Casey will be better.
And they don't improve. We've been rooting for Milwaukee for like a little minute.
But
they just haven't improved.
Well, they have the pieces now.
They suck so bad we don't even know who the new head coach is. Besides Jason Kidd.
Facts. And now he got fired. So
he got fired.
Let's go with another station identification.
You're listening to the sounds of the wheat. The world according to Eli.
Okay.
Music,
yeah, we're gonna go into some music now. So last time we was here, we listened to the Pusha T.
Yeah.
Story of Aiden, right? Adidon.
Yeah. We listened to that live on the air with y'all.
Right.
And it was crazy. It led to
it was filthy.
It led to the death of Drake.
Filthy. Yeah.
I was at his funeral. It was sad. His family was crying.
We gave Drake like what? You gave Drake 4 days. I gave him a week.
I gave him 4 days. He never responded. Jay Prince shows up, and as a result, told Drake not to respond. And I'm hearing, "Oh, Drake's this song was crazy," but it's a song we'll never hear.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter. That's like if a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound? We don't know.
Right?
Right?
It should, right?
It should, but
it should. Cause like if
you make a diss song and nobody hears, was it a diss song? You see what I'm saying? So it's.
But but Drake, and I feel so bad saying this, but you took it out. Took a huge L.
Let's clap that up for that L. Pusha T put that work in. Ugh.
But his album is fire, and then on top of that, it boosts his album even more.
Yeah, he played that well, and again, Kanye has sold up the month of June.
Yeah, so since you listened to it a little bit more than I have, you can talk about because
the Ye album I thought was a sort of like a spinoff of the Pablo album, somewhat, but I still thought the 7-song process was great.
Yeah.
It gives you just enough time to like or dislike. There's not a lot of filler songs. Definitely. But sonically, Kanye West is the man. He produces stuff. He produces his butt off. So he produced his butt off.
I like that he definitely talked about some deep stuff that he was
going he talked about, and see, he has an outlet because right now what's going on in this country is a lot of suicide.
Right.
High-profile suicides, which brings light to suicide in general, but people are committing suicide every day.
Yeah.
Kanye has an outlet to express his pain and suffering, and not everybody does.
That's right.
So because he does, he makes it manifest in his music.
Right.
So he produced his own album, then he produced the Kid Cudi album.
He produced Pusha T's.
Yeah, everybody's album is produced by Kanye, and he's demonstrating different styles of music, different genres of music, and people are not going to appreciate all that he's done until years later.
And the only reason why they're not liking him now is because of his comments on...
Right, they're mixing his political views in with his creative process. I never do that. I listen to the music and let the music tell me that it's good or it's not good. Because what you're doing in your political views, and once you tell me that you're bipolar, then it makes more sense that your political views are what they are, and I don't hold that against you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, the Cudi album,
Kids Who See Ghosts.
Kids See Ghosts took me a little bit more time to get used to, but after the 6th or 7th listen, because it's only 23 minutes, I was able to really sink into it and appreciate it more. And all 3 albums are a hit to me.
Definitely.
So the bases are loaded now. And
Nas out.
Nas is
actually coming out in 2 days.
And I heard Kanye said we're going to try to do something different with the Nas piece. So be prepared.
And don't flip out on me, but I do like Kids a little bit more than that.
No, listen. You had me leaning.
It's more sonically like just together.
Yes, listen.
And it has a little bit more of a better
After
flow.
that last listen we had at 3 in the morning.
But I can listen to at least 4 or 5 songs.
Right, but I'm going to agree the Kid Cudi album had a little bit more spunk to it, and I can't argue with that. But that's a matter of choice.
Right.
Some people say yay, some people say the Cudi album. They're both great albums, I felt.
Right.
And if you're in it for music, now if you're in it for hardcore hip hop, you have to stop at Pusha T. It's not gonna. After that, it goes now. Nas can come on the back end of it and give us a hip hop classic, sandwiched in between all of that, topped off by Tiana Taylor at the end of the month. And this is a masterpiece by Kanye, the way he's laying this out. So let's look forward to that, and let's clap that up. Drake has to go back into the studio.
Hold up. Two things. This also forces artists now to do 7 to 10 songs on each album.
That's right.
Like,
Because
dude, if you don't,
I don't want to hear 17 and 18 songs.
and we don't even know who really created the whole 20 to 25.
Yeah, it
songs.
happened, and people followed trend. And ASCAP, the union and for pays you royalties only pays for 10 songs. Right. Anything above 10, that's just you putting music out. Now I think with the streaming service, somebody hit me up and said Kanye did this because streaming service wise, 7 is the number that pays or the effective number. Kanye's a genius. Kanye's not doing things arbitrarily. He's out there doing things.
And each album is different. That's why I love
Each album is different. So now you'll have 5 albums to rock with for the summer.
And he had technically 14 songs instead of 7 because he had another 7 on top of the Kid Cudi.
Right. And then he can always add more songs later on. Because everyone probably did 20 songs.
Right. Now quickly on Drake. Drake, you got to push the thing back. Back on Drake.
Yeah, you got to tuck your shirt in, tuck your summer in. Yeah.
You can't. I don't want to hear you until August or September because you can't. Now, don't change your whole album off for the whole situation. Mm-hmm. Just take a few songs off and just place them with some new songs.
Place them with the new songs, getting that Pusha subliminally maybe.
Yeah, but even that won't even help.
I'm just saying.
Because like now when I look at your career,
sneak attack.
Now when we look at his career, there's definitely going to be a big stepping stone.
Asterisk, yeah.
Like, okay, on this date.
Footnote.
Yeah, footnote. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in the whole situation just because when I was looking at the Meek Mill situation, I thought that number one, he had a backup plan. Mm-hmm. He had for whatever Pusha T was coming at him with, he had a plan for it. Mm-hmm. And then Pusha just kind of pulled the rug up from under him. Yeah, all of us.
And I'm pretty sure Pusha T got about 5 or 6 more songs.
Yeah, because he said, "Yo, we gonna pull this back
layer by layer." So.
And now we got OVO panicking.
Yeah, they're up there panicking with all the ghostwriters.
The sweatshop. Like, dude, how could you allow this to happen to me?
Absolutely.
I'm Drake. I'm from Canada.
Absolutely.
We don't do it. We're not from America. We don't do this.
Absolutely.
We're more tight on this.
Absolutely.
Party next door.
Facts.
Dude, and then what makes it worse is just like now every time we listen to like his old songs, it just don't sound the same and all his tough
songs. Because that single, I'm upset. But
he came out with that before the diss song.
Did he?
Yes, he did. He came out with that about 2 days after he had dropped Duppy.
No.
That came out that weekend.
That came out the
next day, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. He
after Pusha T?
Yeah.
I don't know what you were thinking.
And I don't know what he was thinking. And when I heard the title, I thought maybe this is his comeback. He's upset.
Nah. That wouldn't be a title. And plus, he always, whenever he has a diss track coming, it always says freestyle.
Gotcha.
It always says freestyle. It never says single.
So, Eli, it's been a great season.
Yeah, it's been a good season, yeah. Still got some stuff to improve on. We'll work on that over the off season.
Next season is September for us when we come back?
Yeah, because come back like the week of NFL.
Right. That's September. We might do an NFL preview.
Patriots, y'all gotta figure something out because y'all off season, off the court, off the field stuff.
It's just been crazy.
It's been getting out of control. Y'all looking like
So what do you plan to do with your summer?
Planning on still working out. I think I might watch some new sports because I'm gonna be kind of bored.
Gonna need it, yeah.
For a little bit. Baseball, FIFA coming up in 2 days. And just hanging out with my friends and
having a good summer, right?
Yeah.
All right.
And improving on the shot. So,
well, where can we be reached?
We can be reached on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, iTunes, YouTube, and SoundCloud, all at the Wait Podcast. Subscribe to my YouTube, SoundCloud, and iTunes. And follow me on all the social media platforms.
And we appreciate your support. Let's clap up this season. And with that being said, I'm Dad.
I'm Eli. The Weight, the Word on Eli, your host. See you guys next year. Boom.
Peace. We love you.
Yep.
Tune in next year for more music and sports.
Guys.
Video games and culture. We are out. Voila.